Good morning, it's Saturday the 29th of July and I'm back in the Belfast City Cemetery. I'm over at City Cemetery. It's the 29th of July and I've run across, what's your first name?
Dara.
Dara, and what's the second one?
Barrett.
Dara Barrett.
Barrett.
Good man. And you run Memory Lane Tours
Belfast. Yeah.
And there's his number there on his wee card. There's his name. And this is the man to get in touch with if you want to do a tour.
Belfast City Cemetery.
Or Milltown.
Or Milltown as well.
Anything else?
We'll do a wee virtual tour as well where I come to you. And I do a virtual tour here at the City Cemetery. So it basically, I've been doing that about 5 years, the virtual tour, where I go on the schools, cross-community pubs, and I'll put up a screen, and through the use of drones and old archives I bring the graves to life.
Right.
But I'm about to start a tour here, and it's 2 hours long, and it's here every Saturday at 12 o'clock.
And what kind of money are we talking about?
£10 for a 2-hour tour.
But for a 2 hours, I mean, that's a fair deal.
All right.
And you'll get everything.
Yeah, well, this is it. But I'm going to show you now. I'm going to give you my opener here, Tom. We'll be down here, Sean, and I'll get this started. So, well,
right.
2 seconds. Well, Dave, Mudgy Moy, Dzień dobry, buongiorno, good good afternoon. Thanks very much for coming. My name's Dara Barrett, and for the next 2 hours, I'm going to give you a little walk around here around the Belfast City Cemetery. So I know time is of the essence, so I'll begin. By the middle of the 1860s, most burial grounds in Belfast were at bursting point. These included such places as Friars Bush, run by the Catholic Church, the Methodist burial ground on the Newton Arch Road, the Shankle Graveyard, and not forgetting Clifton Street, run by the Belfast Charitable Society. And the resultant pressure forced the Belfast Corporation, a latter-day Belfast City Council, to open a new burial ground for all denominations. These included people of the Protestant faiths, Catholic, Jewish and Dissenter. The Belfast City Cemetery is a microcosm of Belfast life, with over 230,000 remains interred on its grounds. These include industrialists, pioneers of education, suffragettes, men and women of both world wars, victims of our turbulent past, victims of Titanic, Irish speakers, poets, sports people, as well as the fathers, the mothers, the brothers, the sisters, the cousins, and that old favourite granny. Belfast City Cemetery reveals much about Belfast's social history, its citizens, and the families that built Belfast. It also captures the diversity, the complexity, and breadth of our society. The word cemetery, loosely translated from Greek, means sleeping place. And although people have been burying their dead for thousands and thousands of years, cemeteries, as we know them, are relatively a new thing. The first municipal cemetery to open anywhere in the world for all faiths and backgrounds was the opening of Père Lachaise in Paris, France in 1804. Well, you probably well know a number of famous people are buried there, such as Oscar Wilde, Jim Morrison, as well as hundreds of thousands of its Parisian citizens. Now, although very similar, the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery is normally 3 things. Prior to the opening of cemeteries, people tended to be buried in mass without a recognised grave plot. People can go along and purchase a grave plot and say, this is my turf, this is my kin, this is my clan, this is my story. It's also for public health and hygienic reasons, but again, it's also for profit through the sale of graves. Now, with the opening of Père Lachaise in 1804, this spread a similar movement throughout the rest of Europe, Britain and Ireland, with the opening of Glasnevin in Dublin in 1832. And by January 1867, the contract for Belfast City Cemetery was awarded to an Englishman called William Gay. And William Gay tended to design cemeteries as amenities, like parks and gardens. And Belfast City Cemetery was no exception. One of the first things he created was the roadwork. He designed it in the shape of a bell, probably reference to the bell in Belfast. Today, the City Cemetery is divided into 4 administration blocks. These are known as the City, Glenalina, the Poor Ground, and also the Jewish burial ground as well. City Cemetery on Sunday the 1st of August 1869, and the first burial took place was on the 4th of August 1869, a little girl by the name of Annie Collins. Now over to my left here, we have what is known as the Superintendent's House. I often walk past this building as a child, often wondering what it was. Well, it's actually the office I worked out of as the office administrator for 8 years, and it was designed by an architect by the name of John Lanyon. And John Lanyon was the son of Charles Lanyon.
Right.
And along with another architect by the name of William Lynn, they had an architect's firm known as Lanyon, Lynn and Lanyon. And they designed a number of prominent landmarks that we still see in Belfast to this very day, such as the Crumlin Road Courthouse and also the Crumlin Road Jail. Now, the Crumlin Road Jail, since its opening in the late 1840s, has had tens of thousands of prisoners go through its gates, especially from our turbulent past. Republican, Loyalist, women and children, suffragettes, a number of famous former inmates with the likes of Bobby Sands, Ian Paisley, Mark McGuinness, and also David Irvine as well. Charles Lanyon also designed this building here. It's called the Custom House. Designed in the Italian Palazzo style, it was completed in 1857. And outside it, we have old speaker steps. And down through the years, we had a number of gifted speakers who used to speak and denounce and preach. The likes of the Reverend Hugh Rowan Hanna, trade unionist Big Jim Larkin, and other trade unionists by the name of Inez McCormick, and my personal favourite, a firebrand preacher by the name of Frank Valentine. And Frank used to denounce such Hillarys as riding a bike on a Sunday and playing table tennis. I don't think Frank would have liked me very much. I friggin' love table tennis. Now, another gifted speaker who used to stand at the steps of the Custom House was this young man here. His name was James Connolly. Now, James Connolly, for many, is best remembered as being one of the leaders of the Easter Rising in Dublin in April 1916, one of the architects. But James Connolly actually lived here in Belfast from 1911 to 1916, directly across the street there at that dental surgery. And it was here in Belfast he developed his trade unionism, his socialism, and also his republicanism. And through his Belfast experience and his writings, he would educate his comrades on the ground, there and then, for generations to come, home and abroad. Now, it wasn't so long ago that Belfast was one of the 4 Bs to avoid from a tourist destination around the world, along with Baghdad, Bosnia and Beirut. A remarkable transformation. People come to Belfast every year now in their tens of thousands, and they come for a number of reasons. Our natural beauty, good food, good crack, good entertainment. But there's normally 2 things that tick their box or float their boat, and that's the legacy of our turbulent past, and also the ill-fated liner, RMS Titanic. So it's only fitting, Sean, that I take you to the first grave here at Belfast City Cemetery of a major Titanic connection. It's all right, Tom?
Good man. Many thanks. That was excellent. I loved that.
Good.
You are good, boy.
Thanks very much. Well, listen, you ever get a chance, give me a shout.
If you ever want a tour of the city cemetery, you know, the complete tour, 2 hours for a tenner, Dara Barrett is the man to take you. And he'll do Milltown Cemetery and he'll do virtual tours. You know, I am totally gobsmacked by him. He isn't a blue badge holder or anything like that. He's just a self-taught guy who's extremely interested in the subject, and he wants to get it out there.